Hello everyone, this is Sunflywer checking in for the first ever episode of Greg Tech New Horizons. In this video, I will be simply doing a voiceover for the fact that I didn't have any audio recording during this entire hour long video footage. So with this, I hope that all of you enjoy and that you stick around to see me hopefully get to Stargate. Within a lot of the recording, you'll see me often clear out the lavender and the grass from this biome. It's simply for the base preparation work that I'll be doing off camera. Because this is raw footage, this is very unedited. The only thing that you'll see is the voiceover. Here you'll see me plant a lot of saplings. This is for the fact that early Greg Tech is so wood cost heavy. Or sorry, wood. You just need a lot of wood at this point. I'm sorry. I've recorded this like 3 times trying to explain. But outside of that, we within this you'll see me have materials that I shouldn't have in early games, such as the division symbol or sigil. Really, it's because I went 10,000 blocks later in the recording. You'll see me point out to the map of how far I've traveled, and this was all for the fact that I need a jungle tree, which I'll also explain why once that comes up. Right now, I am currently trying to get the paper quest done for the fact I want to get Tinker's tools. These tools are very important to the early game of Greg Tech, and especially to any player that wants to dabble in it. I heavily suggest that you really don't do what I do during this episode and just immediately make the Tinker's tool and all the necessary tables and constructs for it. Outside of that, this is a slow run, so I do step quests just so that I can have a more quality of life playthrough than anything else. Here you'll see me walk past a jungle tree and cut down this one. This was in hopes to get another jungle sapling, which unfortunately was not in my favor. RNG sucks, I know. Later on you'll see me grab, in a minute you'll see me grab actually the jungle sapling that I passed by to make the paper bag sapling for sustainable paper and complete that quest and grab a fruit tree so that we can make recipes. Another goal of this series is to also of this beginning game actually is to increase my hearts so that I don't have to fear mobs that much. Here you'll see me enter the Tinker's Time quest. This is where I will be making the main tools for the start up of Tinker's Construct. Speaking of quest, I did skip, not cheated by the way. This was all done in vanilla. I didn't want to get this all clear by the way. I did not record the first chapter of the game because I did not know I was going to be recording this for this YouTube channel. And that is why you also don't see me getting the division symbol. You don't see me getting the copper, but the proof is all there. I never cheated in a Greg Tech mod pack ever. And another thing is, when it comes to Tinker's Construct, I think this is the most interesting mod of them all. I think it is way more fun in early game than it is in the late game, or even by late game, I mean like the end of the time you use it. But this is the start of a very important era of Greg Tech New Horizons, especially one that is a slow run. This is where I point out my entire journey of the 10,000 walks I went to go get a jungle sapling. You'll see that I went in such a weird pattern, but it is very worth it to get this jungle sapling, especially because I wanted renewable paper, and that paper is very important in the early game. You'll also see that I took two different routes to maximize the chance. So, yeah. Here you'll see me craft the Tinker's Construct early game crafting stations. Very tedious, but very worth it at the same time. After crafting out some stuff, you'll see me observe the next possible quest I can do. Here I observe Cow Tipper, which is a very easy quest. Another one you'll see me observe is the Carlton one, my fault. And also the forming press and the first tool one. The first tools one is the one I think, it is. It is the most important. It is the most important quest out of all of them because it allows us to finally access renewable tools. No more wooden tools, no more suffering. Here you'll see me craft out more paper for the same class of first tool. Again, such an important quest, but so tedious, just like most of Greg Tech, but it'll get easier, hopefully. Here you'll see me start out and finish off the class. Another thing you'll see here is that I have an obsidian binding, which is another thing that I got from the special 10k journey. Yeah, the special 10k journey. You'll see me use it for my pickaxe so that it won't break as easy, because especially with one of the more important quests where you get an iron head, with the iron head it takes 256 cobblestone, which is very annoying, and it takes it all too. So I really don't like that quest. I might actually even do it off screen, just like how I will do most of my mining off screen, because a majority of the Greg Tech recordings itself will mainly be comprised of quests, and I don't really want to bore audiences with me mining and just hunting for specific chunks, especially because it is a very monotonous task. Another thing you will also see cut out most of the time off screen usually is also base building, except for like Greg Tech machines or Greg Tech machine goals. Those will remain in, but outside of that, anything that is like tedious or very, very like, I guess, yeah, just tedious or boring, I would say, will be mainly cut out. So stuff like a Wither boss fight won't be cut out, but things like me just terraforming or clearing out the land will definitely be cut out, or at least be done off screen. Here it's not, because it was my first ever recording, and it is very, very, very hard to do it without the audio, because I knew I was gonna have to do a voiceover, because I wasn't able to just record with a mic at the time. As you have just seen, I have completed the forming press class, and that allows us to finally build a coke oven, the first of the Greg Tech multi-blocks that we will be diving into. The coke oven allows me to produce charcoal, finally, because using pure wood sucks, but also it allows us to use wooden logs to get charcoal. It also allows us to get creosote. Creosote's really important for torch production, which is something that I really will need, especially when we're going mining. So this is a very big milestone for us. Here you'll see me realize that there is possibly a cave system underneath this specific area of the land. Initially that's where I wanted to put my coke oven, but I decided not to. And with that I will clear out this oak tree that you see right in front of me so that I can make a way more easier area for me to put my coke oven, and it's simply just way more visually appealing to remove it, so that's an extra bonus. Here you'll finally see what the beauty of using a Tinker's Construct tool gets you, and it is very, very beautiful, especially because we would have to use a wooden shovel if not, and it would probably break by the time we get to this layer, to be honest. Outside of this, this will be the main room or main entrance for access of my coke oven, and in addition, probably my base once I get ready to make one. Here you'll see me go on a materials grind for the first coke oven. It is very tedious, especially since I think you need exactly like you need 3 clay per each brick and 5 sand for it as well. At least the output is I think 4 to 3 bricks. It's been a while since I've looked at the recipe, but it is very important. As you see here, this is the main reason why I want the coke oven besides the creosote. The charcoal just allows us to replace this wood for a more sustainable smelting material, especially when we are going to be smelting a lot in the early to the end game actually. It's just very important to get lots of ways to smelt way faster and way better than just wood. Here you'll see me read the Caltip request to complete it because I really just wanted to finish it out, especially since a coke oven smelting doesn't take that long, but also it is still pretty lengthy enough for me to finish out a quest that I could easily do. Later on, I might start a cow farm, but the chance of that is not minimal, but it is very low compared to everything else. Because one thing I do want to do is make a farm first, but crops take a long time to grow and it's way less sustainable in a way. But outside of that, that's the main point. It also allows me to unlock the Conan quest and finally complete that, because during the earlier parts of the game, I did get a lot of Conan, and me wanting to finish out some of these quests out very fast allows me to get access to the pizza glove quest or the gloves quest. I don't know the official name as I am recording this, but it is very crucial that I get those gloves so that I can get started on the Tinker's Construct Forge, because I need to carry lava. Here I am finally able to choose a sapling that I wanted to get from this paperback sapling quest. The one I chose ultimately was a lime one because it gives me the most recipes for food and food related items. Another thing you'll see me doing here is check out the Modernity texture pack that I have installed. It's just a mod pack that allows the horrendous never to look actually good. Also allows for items to have updated textures that would otherwise look very old and not as good. Here you'll see me complete a quick cotton class, the one I mentioned earlier, to pass the time as I wait for the final coke bricks to finish baking within the furnaces. With that, you will also see me finally get the coke oven very soon, and we will place it in that 3x3 hallway that is specially designated for it. Here you'll see me open up the class book for this glove class that I was talking about earlier. Here I will mark the recipes with the egg button again, just so that I keep them in mind. Another reason why is because this will be the first thing that I will be doing on the next video. Here you'll see the coke oven quest finally complete itself because of the 26 bricks we have gotten. This is a very monumental occasion, especially because it is very important to get this thing, because it is also our main source of power for the steam age. In fact, the steam age isn't really possible without the creosote. Another thing about the steam age that you'll see me do off screen is find the rubber trees that I will need, or I might just buy them. Who knows? But it is very important to get a tree farm started. Hence why I've also been clearing out a lot of the area besides just base reasoning. It is going to be very packed with trees soon. Finally, our paper bark tree has actually spawned into the world. We finally have a way of getting renewable paper, and here's actually a very monumental thing because during a section of this, you might have seen me go to my recording station to pause, and that is simply because I searched up whether or not it could actually grow in these specific conditions, but very happily I did. Now, during the rest of the video, it is mainly just a wait for the charcoal, but also just to clear out the area and make this all dirt for the farmland and terraforming. For the base, obviously. And hearts. We need hearts. We need them so badly. As for the farm area and how it's gonna work, I mainly plan on making it like the floating gardens that you learn from the Aztec Empire, from what I remember. But I wish to make them like that because it is very easy. It also connects me to the other side of the river, which will also be terraformed, sadly, for the fact that I want to make this entire base in the factory itself in a in overworld instead of using PDEMs. If I need to, I will use a PDEM. Or and if you don't know what a PDEM is, it is a personalized dimension that just reduces lag and also allows you to organize a lot of areas easier. Here we finally get our first pieces of charcoal, and this is very monumental because it allows us to finally get a bucket. And you're probably wondering why a bucket is very important. A bucket is very important because it allows us to easily have something that can carry lava. Also, it's just way better than the clay ones, in my opinion. Here you see me gaze at the other types of cokes and all the different materials that this class provides information on. It just allows me to get a sense and if I want to complete this, which I most likely will, but this class is more likely to be off screen than anything else. But it allows us to get a way more consistent and way more faster, and just in general allows us to have smelting way better than anything else. Here you see me look at the mountain for a quick moment to plan out how I'll mine the 250 cobblestone. And with that, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to the people that actually inspired me to make a GragTech playthrough and record it. I want to shout out Hekiba mainly for getting me into GragTech. It has just been something that I've been really wanting to learn, but Hekiba's style videos really is amazing. Outside of that, another reason why I wanted to start this is because my friends, you'll see on the channel, this is a group channel, but the reason why I have my own personal playlist for this is because this entire channel is essentially just us all collabing just to make a fun, safe place where we can just hang out, talk about our favorite games, play them with each other, and share that with the world. One thing is, we planned this kind of suddenly, so this is my first time ever recording anything like this. Another thing is that you'll see them mainly post on vanilla Minecraft, and then we have four members. It is Elias, Peter, and D-Dog. These are all just aliases that I'm using so that a lot of their names can be anonymous. They've probably already used their names in the other two videos, but I still want to uphold that. Within my recordings, I will often use my actual name or my actual stage name, Sunflower. You're more likely to hear Sunflower than anything. This is just the final minutes of the episode too. So with this, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode actually. And with this, episode 2 should hopefully come out way earlier. It will also have way more natural recording because compared to actually recording this and doing a voiceover, it's way easier than anything. And I will sleep for the last time in this episode. A lot of times you'll see me sleep. Thankfully, we didn't have a blood moon. That would be very bad, especially because I don't have a base yet. I would have to run to the other village. But with this, most recordings will be an hour long of just unedited footage of me doing quests. It is a slow run. I will try and dissect everything, possibly. Another thing is that it's very important that you guys stick around. So, see you later.